Hey guys, what is up? It's Ingrid from Fami. In this video, I'm going to share with you the basics of mutual fund. Now, they're one of the most important and useful investment vehicles, and it's one that you absolutely need to know about. Before we get started, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Our channel is about money and investments. I know it's going to help you see things a little bit clearer when it comes to investing and achieve your financial independence. Okay guys, so let's get into it. Did you know that the concept of a mutual fund is similar to our Filipino tradition? That is bayanihan, which promotes efficiency by helping one another. In other words, there is the essence of communal or mutual effort to achieve one goal. And how is that related to a mutual fund? A mutual fund is an investment company that combines or pools together money of individuals, or as we call it, investors, and invests their money in stocks, bonds, or any other investment instruments or securities. And who does the investing? Investment companies such as Fami hire fund managers that monitor the market and make important investment decisions. And where does that one goal of investors come from? These fund managers have the intention to produce the highest possible return and mitigate or lessen the risk of the investors. And as an investor, yun ang gusto natin. Before we get too deep into this topic, let me bring you back to the basics. Let's say that you and your barkada have received your salaries. Now, it doesn't matter how you've earned it, but let's say you earn around 20,000 pesos monthly. Now, where do we put this money? We have three options. Number one, you guys can spend it. Of course, hindi naman natin ito maiiwasan because you have to pay your bills and you need food to eat. Kailangan natin gumastos para mabuhay. And there's nothing wrong with that. Second is, you can save it. Ito yung pera that you set aside to make a purchase in a short time. It could mean tomorrow or 3 years from now. Ngayon, let me tell you a secret formula that I learned from my boss when it comes to money. Dahil ito yung usual practice natin. Income minus expenses equals savings. The best formula is income minus savings equals expenses. You see, it doesn't matter kung 5,000 pesos yung kinikita mo or 500,000 pesos. What matters is how much money you saved. And dito papasok yung third option natin. That is, you can invest. In my opinion, investing is the better option. Why? Because unfortunately, when you save and no short-term purchase is needed, there is an opportunity loss. Dahil sa savings, there is little or no opportunity at all for your money to grow. So, lahat naman tayo gusto natin kumita. You can invest in real estate, you can buy condominiums or apartments and let other people rent it out or buy it sometime in the future kapag mas malaki na yung presyo. But if you guys are a young investor like me, I just turned 23 last June and I'm currently in my first job. I highly recommend that you guys invested in mutual funds because you can start investing in stocks or bonds for as low as 5,000 pesos. And how is that possible? Again, as I've mentioned before, a mutual fund is a pool of money from different investors and is invested in stocks or bonds. So let's say, ito yung barkada nyo. Si Jen, merong 5,000 pesos to invest. Si Mario, merong 25,000 pesos. Si AJ, willing to invest ng 50,000 pesos. Sabihin natin na nag-invest sila sa isang mutual fund. So itong 5K, 25,000 at 50,000 pesos ay pagsasamahin natin and the fund managers will be the one to manage it by investing sa stocks or sa bonds or pwedeng both. Get it? So you don't need a lot of money to invest. Also, if you are invested in mutual funds, you are called a shareholder. So you can buy shares from a single mutual fund and get access to literally a lot of different types of stocks or bonds. And yun ang limitation natin when we start investing directly in the stock market. Unless if you're a millionaire. And what I love about mutual funds is that I don't need a lot of time to strategize or check every minute of trading day the price of each stock because that is the job of the fund managers. Now, let's flip over to my screen and allow me to show you how mutual funds work. Okay? So, let's say you bought shares from Family Managed Mutual Fund, for example, Save and Learn Equity Fund or SALEF. Okay? So, for instance, you bought shares around the year 2010. And around that time, the price of each share was 2.13 pesos. So, that is what we call the net asset value per share or NAVPS. Ito yung presyo per share. Isipin mo sa halagang 2.13 pesos, meron ka ng isang share ng mutual fund. So, let's say you have 10,000 pesos to invest at that time. So, in order for us to come up with the number of shares, you just have to divide the amount to be invested, that is 10,000 pesos, by net asset value per share or price per share, that is 2.13 pesos. So, 10,000 divided by 2.13 is 4,695 shares. Then, let's say you have achieved your goal and you want to enjoy your gain. So, you may want to redeem your shares and let's say mga December of 2019. Okay? So, magkano ang kinita mo nun? Around that time kasi the NAVPS is around 5.37 pesos per share. So, you just multiply the number of shares times the NAVPS, which is 4,695 times 5.37 is equals to 25,211.29. So, that's 150% gain. So, usually in savings account, if you have, let's say, 10,000 pesos nga, so the average annual rate of return is 0.25%. So, after 10 years, if hindi mo ginalaw yung pera mo, yung 10,000 pesos mo, out of that amount, you will only gain 253 pesos. So, if you have extra money that you don't need for a long time, please use it for investing. Also, don't forget that the higher the risk, the higher the return. So, the sample mutual fund that I provided earlier, which is the Save and Earn Equity Fund, is one of the top performing funds in the Philippines. So, I will discuss more on that matter in our next video. I would just like you to know as a young investor or as a beginner in investing na hindi porket bumaba yung NAVPS, lugi ka na. Bakit? Kasi lugi ka lang the moment that you redeem. Okay? Ang tawag lang doon ay paper loss. So, when you redeem, you can always wait for the price to go up. And then, kapag mas mataas na siya and you're satisfied with the gain, then you can redeem already. So, to sum up this video, as a millennial, you have to start investing. And all in all, a mutual fund is a great investment vehicle for you to consider, especially when you are new to investing. Anyways, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel because we have a lot of videos in store for you. Please leave a comment if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And again, thank you for watching and see you next week. Bye!